Well, you know why I've called this meeting here today?
I do. After we made the Bystials, every single Drytron player left Yu-Gi-Oh! So we need to make a brand new ritual archetype to bring them back.
Let's get brainstorming.
Alright.
What if they had powerful main deck monsters enabling strong rituals? Would that work?
No sir, that's Drytron again, remember? Okay, what if they were like religious spirits?
Nope, that's Dogmatica.
What if they were both? That could be really cool, right?
Oh, and to get out in front of the accusations of homophobia, let's make it Libromancer support.
You got it.
Good afternoon, Jank enthusiasts. I'm MBT, and this is 10-Minute Testing. Let me just get out in front of the allegations here. We're doing the deck build pack archetypes in order. I did not steal MIKANKO Libromancer from Nesh. If I was stealing anything from Nesh, it'd be his accent. Anyway, here's MIKANKO Libromancer.
Stupid at a big level.
So here's the list, and we are really stretching what counts algorithmically as a MIKANKO deck list. As always, I'll give you a background about the archetype, a little bit of a discussion about what I hope the deck can do, and of course, the card by card. But first, this video is sponsored by Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck. Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro Deck just got a huge redesign, but it's still the #1 place to go for a pack simulator, a card database, and a wealth of strategy articles. I personally use the site to post every 10-minute testing list and every Chalice Line Monthly Top Cut entry. Give it a look at www.ygoprodeck.com. With that, let's mess with MIKANKO. I've opened up the Yugipedia for MIKANKO, and it is just going on and on about how it's a reference to Shinto ritual and the Imperial Seal of Japan and Amaterasu. I don't buy it. MIKANKO is, as far as I'm concerned, a group of girls that really like citrus fruit. It's an archetype of 3 monsters and a boatload of equip spells designed to perform a Daigustos freeze-style OTK. But as many other Yugi-tubers have already discovered, their abilities as a cheesy win-stealing strategy are far outmatched by their abilities as an engine, and many decks are poised to make massive use of their on-theme snatch steal. One archetype, however, stands to gain a lot more from these fruity ladies: Libromancer. As your resident Libromancer truther, I've long professed the power of Geek Boy and Fire's completely heterosexual relationship. And the new MIKANKO ritual monster checks all the boxes for that strategy. It's a level 6 fairy ritual, a phrase that would make any Cyburst combo player salivate. 6 means that it fulfills Doombroker and makes Beatrice, fairy means it can be searched by Benten, and ritual means it turns on all Geek Boy and Fire in the opener. Mid-combo, it can search its own summon condition in the Great MIKANKO of Legend, then as part of an end board, it gives you the ability to quick effect pop a snatch steal onto an opponent's monster. The diversity of interaction is Libromancer's specialty, and at a time when opponents absolutely must keep a Kit Kalos on field, a little take can get you a lot of give. So with that, let's get into the card by card. First, our Bystials. These do double duty both as hand traps, and half of Beatrice, Druisworm, and Magnamut, of course, are what we are playing. After that, we've got 3 copies of Libromancer Fire and 3 copies of Libromancer Geek Boy. A quick reminder about this card. I go over this in depth in my individual Libromancer video, but Geek Boy itself triggers if it's summoned by the effect of a card, not necessarily its own effect, which means that cards like Emergency Teleport will trigger it. We've got 3 copies of Diviner of the Herald, and boy, this card got a lot better in this strategy once Sprite Elf came out. After that, we've got a Libromancer Doombroker, 3 copies of Cyber Angel Benten, thank you Daddy Konami, and 3 MIKANKO of the Uhime. I keep wanting to call it Oomphy, but that's something else. This card can be ritual summoned with MIKANKO Kagura, which we are not playing. Cannot be destroyed by battle. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would take from battles involving this card. You can only use each of her following effects once per turn. She can be revealed in the hand to add a MIKANKO from your deck to your hand, and then you discard a card. And as a quick, you can target an equip spell in your graveyard and equip it to an appropriate monster on the field. After that, we've got 3 Pot of Prosperity, 3 Preparation of Rites, 3 Emergency Teleport, 3 Libromancer First Appearance, which is both a ritual spell and a Stratos, 1 Inviting Rondo of the MIKANKO, which equips only to an opponent's monster, and you get to take control of it while you control a MIKANKO monster. You can't activate its effects while you control it, and when this card leaves the field, that monster is sent to the graveyard. And 1 copy of the Great MIKANKO of Legend. This allows you to special summon a MIKANKO from your hand, ignoring its summoning conditions, but it's returned to the hand during your opponent's end phase. No big deal. We want it back in the hand to trigger more effects of our Libromancers. It can be banished from the graveyard to send a MIKANKO card from your deck to the graveyard, except the Great MIKANKO of Legend, which means you can send the Snatch Steal, and then of course course, you can activate the effect of Umfi once she's on field. We've got 1 copy of Terraforming, 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Intervention. In the extra, we've got Elder Entity and Tis because it can be sent off of Diviner. Baron de Fleur is a fantastic stat-lined monster. Double Herald of the Arclight, Zeus, Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, and Wallow, founder of the Drudge Dragons. This card's a fantastic 6 to go into, especially in the middle of a Tearlament format. We've got Access Code Talker, Apollosa, Nightmare Unicorn, Dark, 2 Elf, 1 Masquerena, and 1 Herald of Mirage Lights. On the side, we've got 3 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 3 Silent Graveyard, 3 Evenly Matched, 3-Dimensional Barrier, and 3 Lava Golem. So with that, let's jump into the games. Our first match is up against Earth Machine. Enjoy these easy wins while you can. Once Cotton takes a look at this strategy, it's over for all of you. We're going first. We're going to begin with a copy of Preparation of Rites, and thank goodness we have access to a ritual. We're going to begin with the effect of the Geek Boy in hand, summon it, and then activate the on-field effect in order to grab from deck to hand Libromancer first appearance. Let's go to grab a Doombroker. Then afterwards, we can use the effect of Fire to summon itself and grab from deck to hand, you guessed it, another copy of Geek Boy. We'll go for first appearance here in order to tribute this Ben 10 for a copy of Doombroker. That's going to grab us a Diviner of the Herald. We'll link off that Diviner of the Herald while it's still a 2 to make an elf, then bring it back as a 6 and activate that Herald of the Arclight in the graveyard to grab a copy of our Mikanko. We'll go for Baron de Fleur and then activate the effect of Umfi, go for the effect of Great Mikanko of Legend, summon our Umfi, then activate Legend in order to send the Snatch Shield to the graveyard, set 2 and pass back to our opponent. This is the standard setup. Our opponent's going to begin with a copy of Heavy Forward. We will let that resolve. Afterwards, going to activate Redeployment and Chain Forbidden Droplet to negate most of our field. However, this card specifically, Libromancer Intervention, was made to negate exactly Forbidden Droplet. So we're able to do so, then trigger the effect of the Fire on field after Doombroker returns to the hand. They're going to go for the effect of their Fortress, and we'll take it. Afterwards, they are going to go for their copy of Ruin Force. We will use the effect of our Sprite Elf to bring back this Diviner of the Herald, send the Entis to the graveyard and pop it. They'll activate the effect in the graveyard. We'll activate Baron de Fleur and Shields down. They normal summon a Harvester, only to walk directly into our Infinite Impermanence. We had just enough interaction to deal with their entire field. They're going to go for a Goliath and pass it back to us. We should be able to win from this position. We'll draw for turn. We're going to go for Baron de Fleur in standby to cycle out for a Geek Boy. We'll activate the effect of the Geek Boy to get a copy of First Appearance again. Then afterwards, we'll activate First Appearance in order to get ourselves a copy of Doombroker. We're going to make a Masquerena, then activate the effect of the Elf to summon back that copy of Diviner of the Herald. We'll activate that effect in order to send Herald of the Arclight, and what do you know, a 6 and a 4. Once again, we'll go back into the Baron de Fleur, and then we will pop our copy of our Snatch Steel to send our opponent's monster to the graveyard, ending on an Access Code Talker before moving to the battle phase and getting in for well over lethal. Our second match is up against Branded Bystial. Ooh, heavy on the Bystial. They're going first, and yeah, that's what a branded opening looks like these days. We draw for turn. Ooh, and this is a nice one. We're going to begin with a copy of Emergency Teleport to grab a copy of Geek Boy. We'll activate the effect of the Geek Boy in order to grab from deck to hand a First Appearance. We'll activate the First Appearance. That's going to grab from deck to hand a Fire. Then afterwards, we can activate Preparation of Rites in order to get a copy of our Umfi. We'll go for the Fire effect in order to summon itself. Then we can activate the effect of the Fire on field to grab a copy of Doombroker. Afterwards, we can activate the Great Mikanko of Legend to get the Umfi to our side of the field. Then Legend's effect in order to send the Snatch Shield. We'll normal summon a copy of Diviner of the Herald. That's going to send a Herald of the Arclight to the graveyard. And oop, light alert, light alert. Okay, we're going to have to chew through a Druis Worm. That's pretty difficult, actually. They're going to go for Branded Beast in order to pop First Appearance, then they'll activate Druis Worm in order to remove our Umfi. We'll go for a Baron de Fleur and pop the Branded Beast, but this is the end of our turn. Unfortunately, those were very well-timed Bystials. At end phase, they're going to activate the effect of the Serenir in order to banish our Umfi, and then they're going to draw for turn and a Luber. Oh gosh. Down comes the Boober of Doober. We will negate it with Baron de Fleur, thank goodness. And they unfortunately don't have much to do from this position, just setting a copy of Branded Banishment. We'll go for the effect of the Baron de Fleur in standby phase in order to tag out for Diviner of the Herald and activate Diviner of the Herald, sending a Herald of the Arclight in order to modulate it to a 6. We'll grab Umfi once again, then go for a Geek Boy using Geek Boy's effect in order to grab once again a copy of First Appearance. We'll go for the First Appearance here. We're going to activate the effect in order to grab from deck to hand a Fire. We'll activate Fire's effect, and then afterwards we can go ahead and activate the effect on field in order to grab another Geek Boy. We'll go into a copy of Baron de Fleur, and then we'll trigger the effect of the First Appearance to set a copy of Ben 10 for this copy of Doombroker. Ben 10's going to grab a copy of Diviner of the Herald, which we can then normal summon to make a Sprite Elf. We'll Doombroker in order to grab a copy of Intervention. Then afterwards we can go to the battle phase, get over for 500. They'll activate Serenir. We'll let that resolve. We'll get in for 14, and we'll get in for lethal. Our opponent will activate Branded Banishment, targeting their copy of a Luber, but we still have the negate of the Baron, and they will lose. So it's time for game 3, and you know what that means, a best of 3 versus Ishizu Tearlament. Meta. Ugh. Someday we'll be rid of this. We're going first. We're going to begin with a copy of Emergency Teleport. This hand is looking pretty good. We're going to go for a Geek Boy. We're going to activate the effect of the Geek Boy in order to grab a Fire from deck to hand. Eventually, first we have to make it through First Appearance. Then we'll activate the effect of the Fire, revealing this Benton in our hand to summon it and add a Doombroker to the grip. Afterwards, we're going to use the Ritual Summoning effect of First Appearance in order to make the Doombroker, pitching the Benton, then triggering the Benton to grab a copy of Diviner. We'll normal the Diviner, and while it's a 2, we're going to make a copy of Elf. Then we'll activate Elf, bringing back the Diviner, and triggering its effect so we can send a copy of Herald to the graveyard. We're going to trigger the effect of the Herald for a second Umfi. Then we're going to activate Preparation of Rites in order to grab ourselves a copy of Ben Ben 10. We'll make a Baron de Fleur and then go for our Mikanko. We'll grab the quick play as our opponent Kelbecks away our Sprite Elf, and then we will go ahead and summon her. We're going to activate the effect of the Great Mikanko to send the Snatch Steel, and then we'll set both an Infib and this copy of Intervention before passing back to our opponent. They draw for turn. This opener is not fantastic for them. They're going to lead with Scream. Then they're going to activate Heartbeat. That forces out the Intervention, meaning that Doombroker is going back to hand. We're going to go for Fire. We'll activate the effect of Fire on a new chain in order to grab a Geek Boy, and they're going to normal summon a Merly. Merly 1, Scream 2. Just need them to whiff a little, and they hit literally every single name plus Kelbeck. Oh my god. Okay, so here's Kelbeck for 5. Afterwards, they're going to resolve the effect of one of their names to go into Kitkalos, and a second name in order to go into Muddragon. Now, we want that Kitkalos with our Snatch Steel. They're going to go Kitkalos, link to Merly. We're going to go Oomphy, and then they are going to go Muddragon of the Swamp. We're going to go Baron de Fleur, so we can still target their monster. Add Resolution. We control their monster, so they are forced to go into a Kaleido Heart. They will go for the Kaleido Heart here and try to spin back the Baron de Fleur, but we do have the Infinite Impermanence in order to prevent that from happening. Afterwards, they're going to go for a Saronir, summoning it, and then they'll switch their monster to attack position and clear everything anyway. Unfortunately, our Oomphy is going back to our hand at the end step, which means our opponent is going to have the Kitkalos, but we should be able to clean up from here, provided that set card isn't anything important. We're going to go for first appearance. That's going to get a Doombroker. We'll trigger the effect of the Ben 10 in order to grab another copy of Diviner. We'll activate Fire, revealing the second Oomphy, and going and getting from our deck another copy of Geek Boy. Afterwards, we're going to link off for a Mirage Lights before we normal summon a Diviner of the Herald. They're going to chain Celiac, which is why we made the Mirage Lights at all. We'll activate that effect. That's going to negate the Celiac. The Scream is going to resolve, and unfortunately, the Entis is going to target the Masquerena, but they did hit some pretty powerful cards here. They're going to use the Masquerena to go into Sprint, and then a Resolution. The Sprint can send a copy of Merly. That Merly is going to trigger, as will the Kaleido Heart, which allows them to spin the Doombroker and get a copy of, you guessed it, Rukulos onto the field. There is no reason to send this one any longer. So it's time for game 2, and oh, is that a side deck card I see? We're going to begin with a copy of Pot of Prosperity. We have drawn some very powerful side deck options, and nothing from our mainline combo. We just need Anyway to the field spell here, and we found a couple. We're going to go ahead and grab that Terraforming, then a Resolution will fire off the Terraforming to get a copy of First Appearance. We'll go First Appearance here. That's going to grab from deck to hand a Fire. We're going to activate the effect of the Fire, revealing this Ben 10 to summon itself, then activating its effect in order to grab a Doombroker. From here, we can activate First Appearance, pitching a Ben 10 in order to go for a Doombroker, and then using the effect of the Ben 10 for a Ben 10. We're going to normal summon a Diviner of the Herald, and then we're going to make a Baron de Fleur. That's going to allow us to go for a Doombroker, Silent Graveyard, and Intervention. This should be good enough. Our opponent's going to draw for turn. In main phase 1, they will lead with a Heartbeat targeting our back row. We'll chain Intervention. That's going to return this copy of Doombroker to hand and trigger the effect of the Fire, so we have follow-up for the next turn. We'll grab a Geek Boy here, and they'll activate Twin Twister straight into my chainable Silent Graveyard. Oh my goodness, I'm so glad we have this. They'll go for Pellerino in order to grab a copy of the one, the only Rhino Heart before going for a Sheeran, milling a bunch of cards, normal summoning Rhino Heart, and oh, right, plan B. They're going to walk over this Fire, then in main phase 2, they're going to make a Zeus, but this doesn't actually contest the Baron, especially because they wait to shotgun it. We'll go for the Baron in main phase. They're going to chain Zeus. We'll negate the Zeus. Afterwards, we're going to activate the effect of the Geek Boy. That's going to allow us to add from deck to hand a copy of the First Appearance. We'll activate First Appearance. They're going to activate the effect of Keldo to try and pop using Pellerino's effect, but we have drawn Cosmic Cyclone, meaning that we don't have to deal with it. Afterwards, we're going to resolve that. In order to grab a Fire, we'll activate Fire, revealing the Doombroker, summoning it, and then we can activate the Fire effect on field in order to grab from deck to hand another Geek Boy. We'll activate First Appearance, pitching this Ben 10 for a copy of the Doombroker, and then we're going to normal summon this copy of Diviner of the Herald. That's going to make an Elf. We'll activate Elf's effect, eating the Mudora from our opponent's graveyard, and that should be all she wrote. That's 14, 18, 25, and 3. So it's time for that all-important game 3, and this is a beatable hand. We need this Merly to kind of whiff. They're going to normal summon the Merly, activate the effect, and we would never be that lucky. Okay, they're going to go for Havness and Celiac. That's going to get them access to Kitkalos, and of course, the Sheeran now in hand. They'll go for Kitkalos in order to grab a Celiac from deck. 2 copies, huh? They're going to go for Sheeran here, milling 3, and then activating the effect of the Kelbeck. They're going to mill 5, then activate the effect of the Merly. They're going to shuffle back 2 monsters to go into Karua, and then activate the Kitkalos effect to do the old Yoinky Sploinky, this time with Rhino Heart, activating Rhino Heart as Chainlink 1, so they can mill 5, and then send whatever they're missing here, a Sheeran. They'll activate the effect of the Heartbeat and the Sheeran in order to go into, a Celiac back in grip, followed by a Rukulos. I assume that they also have Crime at this moment, otherwise, why would they have ordered it in this way? So they're going to go for Abyss Dweller and Beatrice and Rukulos before passing back to us. Now, I expect that that set card contests evenly matched, so in draw phase, when my opponent goes for Abyss Dweller, I shotgun the Cyclone, only to see that it was Celiac. No big deal, we can still go to battle and clean this up. We'll go evenly matched here, but chaining Beatrice here is a death now. They're going to send Havness, then a Resolution. They can trigger the effect of the Havness, shuffling 2 monsters back to go into Kitkalos. They're going to activate the Kitkalos effect, and they will send a Merly to the graveyard. That's going to enable them to chuck a bunch of monsters from the graveyard back into the extra deck in order to make a Dragostapelia. They're going to negate our Geek Boy, and I think we can safely concede this one. So we're back with the deck, and not bad, not bad. But in hands as capable as mine, Libromancer is always prepared to lose a 2-1. Let's do the pros and cons. First, the pros. 1. You get access to the Rank 6 suite. This less used toolbox has some really cool options like Strike Bouncer, but even just Bee and Wallow are amazing. 2. This deck has more diverse interaction than any other strategy. Snatch Steals, Intervention, Negates, Entis Pops, it can do anything against any deck. And 3. You get to play the little gay boys. God, I love them. And the cons. 1. The engines don't always play perfectly. Oomphy does a lot of heavy lifting, but sometimes you'll have to find a diviner or lose. 2. Boy! The Bystials hose this deck. They make repeatable heralds all but impossible. And 3. As of now, the MIKANKO part of the deck is really a one-time thing. It's explosive, but you're trading that explosivity for a total lack of grind game. All in all, these new cards, plus a new Libromancer spell coming out soon, may make the deck playable, but it's definitely not yet ready for tier time. Thanks for watching. I'd like to give a quick shout out to my patrons on patreon.com, but specifically Elena Tincher, Alex Dominguez, Alex Perea, Allison Elliott, BB Poison, Brett Henry, Chaotic Meatball, Crispy, Dank Magician of Chaos, DJ Elephant, Going Down Swinging, Grant Curry, John Piet, Jordan Coons, Jordan Devereaux, King Magic Ruler, Night Mary, Lockstone, Materiality, MBT Play Madolce, Megalith is Fake Goth, Mike Carlotti, NC Conroy, NH6574, Rose Lapine, Bruce Mosquito, Sarah Routledge, Solar Flare, Tolarian 101, Troy Says Bi Erasure is Gay, Vincent Storm, Wave Motion Ganon, Wonder Waffle, and Yor. Couldn't have done it without you.